guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you don't know me already, and you already know what we're doing today. We are going to be picking out some books to read in the month of June. I'm actually so excited for this video because I've literally mentioned this, I feel like, in every monthly TBR video that I've made, but I am a mood reader through and through. But this kind of video or challenge or whatever you want to call it, it really helps me to pick books that I normally would not pick for myself otherwise. And that's just like very fun. I love doing this kind of video and I'm very excited to see what I'm gonna end up picking to read in the month of June, because June is right around the corner, which is crazy because June is what, the 6th month in the year? Yeah, June is the 6th month in the year, and that means that we are already halfway to Christmas. That's crazy to think about. When I had that realization the other day, I was like, holy cow, where did this year go? Because it just flew by. Anyways, I don't think you clicked on this video to hear me ramble at all, so let's get into the fun part. This is my TBR jar right here. It might not look like it, but there's probably like 15 to 20 prompts in here. This is just a really big jar. I actually want to add more prompts in here, but I just don't know what to add. So if you have any suggestions, put them in the comments because I would love to add some more prompts to this jar, but I just don't know what to add. All right, per usual, we are only going to be picking 4 prompts out of this jar. I do that because I am indeed a mood reader through and through. I am a mood reader to the core of my bones, which is what makes this kind of like challenge very exciting, but also very difficult for me at the same time, because I don't get to just pick whatever book I want to read. I actually have to try my best, at least, to follow like the books I pick out. All right, let's shake this up a little bit. Last month, I did really good at reading the books I picked for my May TBR list, so I'm hoping that I can do similar this month. All right, first prompt, I have it here. Let's see what I got. A book you think will be a high rating. There's a lot of books that I actually really want to read because I think that they'll be high ratings. Alright guys, I have 2 books here with me that I'm in between. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna and The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I feel like literally everyone and their mom knows Kristen Hanna as an author, especially this book. I feel like this book is just super popular. This one I think is a little bit less known but still very popular in like the book community, especially on Book Talk and stuff. This is historical fiction, and this one, I don't know what you would call this one. I feel like this one is low-key, I don't know if I would say historical fiction. Maybe it's just like I don't know if it would be considered a coming-of-age story or what, but it is also some kind of coming-of-age fiction adult story. Between these two, I feel like I want to read this book more, but I have such a hard time believing that I won't rate this book super highly, mostly because I don't think I've ever met someone who has read this book and has not absolutely raved about how emotional and how good this book is. And if you know anything about me, you know that I really like emotional books. However, I've also heard that this book is really emotional. What am I supposed to do here? All right guys, after much consideration and deliberation, is that a word? I ended up picking The Favorites by Lane Fargo for this prompt. I ended up picking this one because the premise of it sounds a lot like a book that I gave 5 stars earlier this year, and I still think about that book. It was called Maya and Natasha, and I loved that book. That book is going to live in my mind until the day I breathe my last breath. And the description of this book just sounds pretty similar to Maya and Natasha, which gives me very high hopes that I will also love this one. So this is going to be the first book that I pick for my June TBR. All right, next up. 1 down, 3 to go. The second prompt, a book with a person on the cover. I feel like this has got to be a romance book, right? Guys, is it time? Is it time I start this series back up? I don't know. This would be a big commitment if I picked this. This is Keeping 13. This is the 2nd book in the Boys of Tommen series, and this book series is so popular on Book Talk. It's unreal. Okay, let me explain my reaction to thinking and picking up this book. I have heard literally nothing but good things about this series. People love the Boys of Tommen series, and me personally, I don't really get the hype. I read the first book in this series and I definitely enjoyed it, but I think when I heard so many people just absolutely loving that book, that I just maybe went in with really high expectations, and so when I felt like the book was just okay, I think I just felt really let down, and so I did not immediately pick up the second book in the series, although if I'm remembering correctly, the first book in the series left off on like somewhat of a cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure I remember the ending. But going back to this prompt, this does have people on the cover. I have heard really good things about this series. Maybe it's time that I give it a second chance. This is truly the only book that is coming to mind for this prompt. Granted, I haven't actually looked at my other books. That would explain why this is the only book that's coming to my mind. But I think I'm going to pick this one only because I do want to give this book series a second chance. All right, prompt number 3. A popular book you haven't read yet. All right, guys, I mean, need I like think about this more? This is a very popular book, and I have not read it yet. But am I in the mood to read this? I'm really not, but I'm not in the mood now. Maybe I will be in the mood later on in June. I have to think ahead. Are there any thrillers that I have? Oh, isn't this a popular series? Family of Liars? Or am I thinking of, what's the really popular show that's going on right now? Is that this? Oh, was it We Were Liars? Is this a show now? Is this a show now? I can't remember. I need to know if this is a show or if I'm thinking of something else. This is the show. This is the show I was thinking about. Okay, I think I gotta go with this one because I keep seeing like, I think season 2 or 3 of this show is starting to stream right now or something, because I keep seeing like little spoilers here and there. Not even spoilers, but just like themes of the show that's going on. And I keep getting FOMO. I keep just scrolling past because I've known for a while I want to read this book, but I just had not gotten around to it yet. So I've just been like wallowing in my FOMO every time I see one of those edits. So I feel like I gotta pick this one. From what I understand, it's a psychological thriller slash murder mystery, I think. That's all I know about this book. It's just that some kind of murder happens, I think, and it's a thriller, and they're at like a lake. I think that looks like a lake to me, but I have FOMO. I really want to read this one, so I think I'm gonna pick this one. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. But I'm pretty happy with the books that I picked so far, so I'm very excited for June to start in the next few days because that means I get to start these books. All right, last prompt. Let's hope it's something good. Okay. A book with a long title. So right now I have 3 that I have picked out that are all books I've definitely wanted to read within the past year. First up, we have The Romance Reader's Guide to Life. I don't know anything about this book, actually. This actually sounds really good. This one is about a young girl who feels like she just doesn't fit in anywhere, and so she kind of just tries to escape from life within books, but one book specifically that's a romance book, and it seems like just a coming of age story where she has to learn that there is romance and there is life to live in the real world. She doesn't just have to hide behind like these romance stories. Next one is As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows. I've heard a lot about this book, but I actually don't remember what it's about. I think it's historical fiction. Okay, I just read the description, and at the end it says perfect for fans of The Book Thief and Salt to the Sea, which are 2 books I have not read, so I don't even know if I'll like this. This stunning debut novel burns with the fires of hope, romance, and possibility, a love letter to Syria and its people. Maybe. And then the next and final book that I have in the running right now for this prompt is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is a fantasy book. I already know that. I don't know what it's about though. Human or vampire, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of Nightborn Vampire King, yada yada yada. Kill her. Legendary tournament. Oh, I like tournaments. This one sounds like everything I would like in a book, but the question is, do I really want to start another series? I feel like I'm already in the middle of a lot of book series right now. All right, let me fix my hair real quick, but good news is I picked the book I'm going to read for the 4th prompt, and it surprised me just as much as it's going to surprise you. Okay. sign that I need to switch. It's not too late. No, I'm gonna stick with my gut. I picked okay, I don't even know the title. The fourth and final book that I'm gonna put on my June TBR list is As Long as Elementary Grows. The more I thought about it, the more I just... Guys, when I tell you that book I was talking about earlier, Maya and Natasha, which was historical fiction, was truly one of, I feel like, the best books I've ever read in my life. I just love that book so much. I, one, feel like this book just is very similar in some of the themes, and that just kind of drew me to it a little bit. And then two, I realized that I should probably save some of my fantasy books for like the fall and winter time, because I love reading fantasy like during those seasons. So yeah, this is the fourth and final book that I'm gonna pick for my June TBR list. I'm shockingly very excited to read this one. These are the 4 books that I picked for this video, and these are the 4 books that I'm gonna try my best to read in the month of June. So on this list we have a YA historical fiction, we have a, I think this is YA, psychological thriller, we have a, I don't know if this is YA or not actually, but this is a romance book, I guess it would be categorized as. And then we have, I still don't know what kind of book this is. Let me just look it up. Sports romance / contemporary fiction. That sounds very good to me. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this list of books. We have multiple different genres, which I'm also very excited for. That's all I have for you in this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please don't forget to subscribe. Also, I'm trying to hit some more subscribers, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!